Welcome to Get Wed,
a podcast to plan your wedding by.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Kerry.
And we're both here as professional photographers
and brides-to-be to help you plan your big day.
Each week we'll discuss a topic that you'll encounter along your wedding planning journey.
And with the help of fellow industry experts, we'll navigate this crazy wedding world
together.
Hi everybody and welcome to Get Wed. I'm Katie.
I'm Kerry.
This week we are going to be talking about 8 things to do with your leftover wedding items because we thought this would be a good thing to chat about.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff left over after a wedding day.
Yeah, a lot of tut in my case, but
so much
you might have nice stuff.
Before we get started, we should also mention that there's a special guest appearance in this week's episode. You might have spotted him over Katie's shoulder if you're watching on YouTube.
Yep, so I'm afraid I've got to have George in with this one as well. So if you hear little baby gurgling noises, I do apologise. I hope it doesn't put you off listening to us, but I can't do anything else with him, I'm afraid. So yeah, he'll be joining in as well.
It looks like he's just having the time of his life in the background, so it's all good.
Happy in his chair so far, so we'll try and go for it. So
we thought we'd talk about this subject because we found that after our own wedding days, there's loads of stuff just kicking about afterwards. And I guess it's a way, if you're planning your wedding, you can think perhaps of ways you could use stuff afterwards, so you're not just buying loads of useless stuff. And it might just give you, save you wasting a ton of money that way.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So we're going to go through 8 things. And the first one we're going to talk about is reusing your wedding stuff in your house after your wedding day. So did you do that?
Yeah. I was trying to think because you've been very good at doing that, and I was thinking, have I done that? And I can't actually remember anything that I have.
So nothing to remind you of your wedding.
George's room. I think we've got like a bit of bunting left over, and I put that in his room.
Yeah,
so that was quite nice. No, I can't think. You tell me what you did, Kerry. It's much more interesting because you were actually quite good.
So we made that huge macrame backdrop for our ceremony. If you don't know about any of this, if you just tuned into this episode, you can always go back and listen to our past episodes. So in the story where I talk about my wedding day, you'll find about all the stuff that I made and stuff. I've said stuff about 1 million times in that sentence, which is really good. But basically, I made a huge macrame backdrop, which we used for the backdrop of our ceremony. And that is now hanging above our bed. So that's
nice.
A nice way of bringing that back into the house. I spray painted loads of tin cans, like baked bean cans and dog food tin cans and stuff to put flowers in. So I occasionally get them out if I've not got enough thing to put flowers in. But to be honest, I rarely have flowers at home because I can't keep things alive. So
that's quite a nice idea for like dinner party or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Tart up the house a bit or table.
Yeah, and I guess if I was feeling really thrifty, I could drill some holes in them and turn them into tea light, like candle holders.
Oh, that would be nice.
You could put them in the garden, perhaps. Oh, that's a good idea. You could plant herbs in them or something. But I also haven't done that.
Summer, like you'll have a bit more time.
Yeah. I kept like some of the paper flowers out of my bouquet, which I mentioned in our first episode. I've kept them in little vases around the house because they're just paper flowers. What else have I used?
Oh, I know what I did. What I keep meaning to do. So when I was a bridesmaid, I dried the flowers, and my friend made a dried flower wreath for me.
Oh, nice!
And I kept my wedding flowers because I'd really like to add them into that wreath as well. So like, keep your wedding flowers and make them like a nice little feature in the house.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I don't know how to dry flowers without them just dying.
I think I might have killed them a little bit, but I've sort of just hung them upside down, put them in the airing cupboard and kind of hope for the best. But I have seen some companies where they professionally do something to them and they put them in like a box frame.
They like freeze dry them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
a good idea.
Maybe do something like that with your bouquet because you spend so much money on your bouquet. I think it's quite nice to try and keep something. I like press Jack's buttonhole actually and put that like in a little memory box.
That's a good idea. I think that's the thing you have to be quite organised with. You have to plan for it before the wedding. So if you know you want to keep your bouquet, you have to be organised like you, like go and hang it upside down somewhere. Whereas I put mine in a jug of water and went on my honeymoon and come back and they just died.
Oh no! Yeah, that's what you don't come back when you're like half drunk and just like chuck them on the floor and forget about them.
You have like 2 days after your wedding to get yourself sorted, and you're like, just put it all in there.
So maybe be a little bit organised as well.
Yeah, we had loads of leftover because me being me, I was like, I'm going to buy tea towels instead of napkins, wasn't I? So I bought loads of IKEA tea towels, but I've still got a massive tub of tea towels in my house
Wow.
from leftover snacks. They were used like once by people. Some of them are even like perfectly clean. So anytime anyone wants tea towels, just let me know. You're welcome to a whole bunch of tea towels.
That will last you for like the rest of your life.
Yeah,
You
like
can
all my family have got the same tea towels. So I'm like, you want some? Here you go, have 10.
Oh, so would you let your guests keep that or something?
You
In
could have
hindsight,
done,
would you
but
wish you could have said take it home? Or
yeah, but I don't think I did anything to make them want to take a tea towel home. Like if I'd embroidered it with their
Yeah.
name or something, which would have taken me millions of years, then perhaps that would have been like, oh, take that home, it's got your name on it. But they were just plain, well, they were green and white stripy tea towels. It's not very exciting, is it?
No. Is Tag snoring?
He is. Can you hear him?
Yes.
He's a little
Sorry.
snooze.
Sorry, I just wanted to acknowledge it just in case everyone was listening going, what is that noise? It's like, is that my stomach?
It's just my stomach. He's having a little dream. I think he's finished now.
Sorry. That's so cute. Anyway, sorry. So so maybe that would take hours though, wouldn't it? But
yeah. But I suppose if that's the way you want people to take things, then that's a good idea. But
yeah.
I think that's all I've managed to reuse in my house. Number 2 is to reuse stuff in your garden. So if you've got like signs that you made, like directing people, they'd look quite nice in a flower bed maybe. I'm trying to think what else. Bunting in the summer, you could put bunting up in the garden for parties. Yeah. Or even bunting up in your house. Like if you've got some, every time you've got a party or a birthday, get it out, put it up.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. And you've got your bar, haven't you, in your garden?
Yeah, so my stepdad and Russell's dad made a bar for our wedding, because we also did the whole DIY thing with the booze, like getting our own booze and stuff in. So yeah, they made a bar and it's in the garden. It's all in storage at the moment, but hopefully this summer we'll be able to get it out and have a few parties and sit behind our bar. So that was cool. So yeah, things that you can reuse like that make nice areas in your garden, don't they? So
yeah.
Have you even seen somebody, I don't know if it was a wedding I did, but I heard of somebody who had a picnic table at a wedding as a guest book. So rather than a guest signing in a book, they were asking people to sign this picnic table and then they've got it in their garden.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So like you could do like I suppose if you think of something different like that, you could do a bench or something, couldn't you, and put that in your garden. And
yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
George having a little cough.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so maybe also think ahead, like something like that is really good, because a lot of people do Jenga now, don't they, as well as a guest book. So that's a nice fun thing to keep as well.
Yeah, you can keep that in your shed and get out in the summer.
Yes. We also thought you could obviously sell your stuff, so you don't have to keep hold of everything and reuse everything. So
yeah, there's loads of places that you could sell it. So the obvious ones are obviously like eBay, Gumtree, those sorts of places where you could quickly sell things off. But also there's like a huge rise of these Facebook groups these days, isn't there? So if you're in a Facebook group as a bride before your wedding, chances are you've seen people in a Facebook group selling stuff afterwards, but there's always people selling like jam jars.
Yes, that's so true.
So many jam jars.
Yes. Yeah, so maybe like check out your local one and see if there's any bits as well before your wedding that you want to borrow, and then maybe passing it on.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. And it saves you from having to keep loads of stuff you don't need. So things like jam jars would go really well there. Tea lights, bunting.
Yeah.
It depends how attached you get to it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like how big your house is as well.
Yeah.
My house is quite small, so we didn't really have space to like keep everything, but
we had a lot of stuff left over that we didn't actually use at the wedding as well. So we had like a few, like I bought some of those huge balloons with confetti in, but I didn't buy any helium. And by that point, I got to the point where I was like, I just don't want to spend any more money, so I'm not going to go buy a canister of helium.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like still in the packet. So
wow.
I'm sure I could sell those on. And even I bought some IKEA, those IKEA frames with the perspex in the middle.
Yes.
I bought those to put our table names on, so I could sell them on, I guess, because I've got them all with the table numbers on already. So if somebody was having like a similar colour themed wedding, I could always put that in the selling group and see if anyone wanted to buy them. So think about things that people could reuse that you're not necessarily going to get out of again, because when are you ever going to have like 8 tables of people in your house?
Yes, exactly. Never again. Never again. By the time you're finished on your wedding, you're like, no, never again am I going to have a party.
So they're sort of things that sell well, I think.
Yeah, and also talk, obviously, if you're kind of at that age where quite a lot of friends and family and stuff seem to be getting married, obviously see if you can pass things on. And again, if you could borrow stuff as well, if you've seen something you like and you don't think people would mind sort of reusing it. I know I did that with a few people.
I think it's a really good idea. And if you've still got the stuff left over after that and you don't want to do that, you could always donate it to a charity shop. So I'm sure they'd always welcome random stuff like bunting.
Oh yeah, definitely, like
centerpieces,
that
sort of stuff. So yeah, so just look into that. Whilst we're on the subject of selling, you could also look online for the kind of sell your wedding sites. So there's one online called sellmywedding.co.uk, which I think takes anything like decor, dresses, anything.
That's good.
And then another one that I found was steelwhite.co.uk, which is where you can resell your wedding dress. Which, whilst I'm on the subject, would you ever sell your wedding dress?
I don't know. I have considered it because it isn't doing much. Yeah, it's not doing much at the moment. It's just sitting in a bag. So
well, so's mine. But
maybe if I get short of cash.
Oh, really? You're not attached to it?
Yeah. No, I think because I didn't get the one that I really, really loved because I didn't have enough money. So I kind of got one that I thought was okay. So maybe that's why. Yeah. Whereas you got the one, didn't you? So maybe that's why you feel differently.
Maybe. But I thought, the other day I was looking online and I'd come across a wedding blog that there was a bride in that wearing my same tassel skirt in the blog. And I was like, oh, that's my wedding dress.
How dare she?
And then I was like, I want to go wear it again.
I know, it's a shame, isn't it, not to?
Yeah, it's just funny how it just sits in a bag. Mine's still hanging up in our spare room because I don't want to do with it, like in the bag. So it probably looks really creepy when people come and stay because they're like, oh, it's like shrine to the wedding.
Oh, but with your dress, you could probably like hand it down if you ever wanted to, couldn't you? Yeah. Whereas I don't think George would look very good with my
dress. You might love it. You never know.
Yeah. So there's that. If you want us to talk about what's your dress as well, everybody, then let us know.
I'm sure we should probably do a whole subject about how to store your dress well as well, so it doesn't get like moth bitten.
I've not done that at all. So
did you wash yours? Like clean yours?
No,
neither have I.
I'm a complete hypocrite, so I'll probably do an episode and I'm probably the worst culprit for mine just rotting in the bag. It does have food at the bottom of it still.
Mine's got loads of dirt.
I've not looked at it because I just know it's going to be awful. I've not even looked at it. Oh.
Perhaps we'll have to have a day where I come around and we sit in our dresses like on Friends. Okay, so number 5.
Back to it. On track.
You could give away some of your wedding stuff as thank you gifts. So I've seen this happen quite a lot at weddings where the couple will do their speeches or whatever, and then they'll nominate someone on each table to take a centrepiece home, which is especially helpful if you've got wedding flowers, because they're obviously just going to die and you're likely to go away on your honeymoon and come back to a house full of dead flowers like I did, which was lovely. So you could give them away to people who actually want to use them. So we actually did this at the end of our wedding as well, because we bought loads of IKEA vases to put flowers in, but then we were like, what the hell are we going to do with, like, I can't remember how many bought, like 30, 40 like IKEA vases. So as people were leaving, I was like, take vases.
Yeah.
And I had all the flowers in them. So, and we gave some to our neighbours and stuff actually when we got back. So like, do you want some of these? And actually we tried to sell some out on the front of the house. So we put them on a table out the front, and we were going to donate the money to charity. But the only people who bought them was my dad, who drove past.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So there was loads of leftover flowers, which I ended up putting on the compost heap. But I thought that would have been a really nice thing to do, is just, allow people to put some money through the letterbox and take what they wanted, but no one did it.
Yeah, no, that's a nice idea.
Yeah. So that's
I know that as a photographer a few times people have said, oh, here's a centrepiece or something, thank you for doing it. And that's really nice.
Yeah, it makes you feel special.
Yeah, it makes you feel loved. So,
and actually, when you're at a wedding, everyone's after free stuff anyway. So like, can I keep this?
Yeah, no, exactly. And everyone's a bit drunk anyway, so they're just trying to grab whatever they can.
Yeah, they've probably stolen half of it. So
yeah.
I didn't actually find out till after my wedding, when I went to my cousin's wedding, that he'd taken we had some wine bottles hanging in the trees with fairy lights in.
Yeah.
And when we went to take everything down the next day, I was like, there's loads of fairy lights missing, and I couldn't understand where they'd gone. And then at his wedding, I was talking to him, he goes, have you recognised the stuff in the tree? And I was like, that was you who stole the fairy lights.
Oh my God, so what, you just helped himself?
Yeah, it was only like the little cheap ones you get on Amazon, like the small like LED lights, they're like 99p for like 5 or something. But as I was taking stuff down the next day, I was like, where have all like the fairy lights gone? So people just steal stuff.
Yeah, that's well cheeky.
So what number was that? Number 5. Gone off slightly there.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, donate to charity. You kind of sort of
Yeah, we've kind of gone over
talked
that.
about
So
this,
donate to charity, you could donate stuff to, and you could donate money by selling things. Number 7, you could sell stuff to hire companies.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
I think that's a really
There's more and
clever
more
one.
now.
Yeah, and they're all looking for like the next new thing as well. So if you've made something that might become a trend, like how those giant letters were and stuff, or the macrame backdrop. Yeah,
I'm so glad you could say that word because I can't say it. I was like, yeah, like that thing you did.
I did have a few people contact me after the wedding, asking me whether I'd sell it to them, and I just couldn't bear to part with it because it's something that I spent so long making, and I was like, I just don't know if I could. I had a few brides ask if they could hire it from me, and I was like, I just couldn't bear the thought of it getting dirty and dealing with transporting it and stuff, so I didn't do it. And I did actually think perhaps I could make another one to hire out, but just the whole stress of dealing with hiring it out when it's not what you do for a living.
So maybe like selling it, if you don't want to get rid of yours, but if somebody wanted to, then that's a good way of just kind of getting rid of it and it's still being recycled and loved and reused, which is nice.
And our marquee man was quite interested in our bar, which we wanted to keep in our garden. So we've not done very well at all getting rid of our wedding stuff.
But like, no, I wanted. Oh, it's mine.
But he asked us, if what we're doing with it afterwards, because he could easily have hired it out to go with his marquee. So it's worth doing if you've got big bulky items like that, perhaps, and you don't want to keep them. Just ask hire companies whether they'd be interested in taking them off your hands. I was trying to think of a few hire companies off the top of my head. Then I know there's Anthology Vintage.
Yes, she's very good. Yeah. I used her for my wedding. She was really helpful as well.
So you might contact companies like that and see whether they might be interested. They might not, but it's always worthwhile doing before you're just going to tip it. So
yeah,
think of it that way.
We think that's kind of everything, actually, isn't it?
No, we haven't done number 8.
What's number 8?
Memory box.
Oh, the memory box. I forgot, ironically, the memory box. That's the story of my life at the moment. Yes, so that's a really nice idea. I know in my one, I kind of got like a little present made for Jack for the day before. No, sorry, the morning of the wedding. Not the day before. And I put in there, like, from the start of our relationship up until the wedding, in photos and little notes and stuff like that. But then it was also really good to kind of keep that and have all the stuff in like a little box to keep together as well.
Yeah.
And I also got him to print out like my dad's speech and his speech and send it to me. So
I think that's a really good idea, because I'm sure I've mentioned on here before about how the only thing I regret from the wedding day is not recording our speeches. So to have had a copy of those to read back on would be really nice. So I'm going to do that. I think that's a brilliant idea.
It's amazing how it does bring it back as well. When you do sort of read it, you're like, oh yeah, I do. I remember listening to this now. So
yeah, I'm going to get Russell to kind of get in touch with his best man and see if we can get a copy of that speech put in there.
Oh God, yeah. I don't want my best man's speech. It was terrible.
I guess that's the thing. If you don't put the bad memories in the book, it's just the good memories.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Just the good ones. You don't need to be reminded of all the stuff that went wrong.
Yeah. And then also Katie and I both had Bridget Garrett do our wedding ceremony. He's a celebrant, and you can listen to her episode way back in like season 1. And she sent us a really nice envelope full of like the ceremony that she gave on the wedding day. So it's the whole service, wasn't it? Like every single word that she said. And our vows and everything. So I've put that in there as well. So that's a nice place to keep all that stuff. And I've actually put my USB for my wedding photos in there, so I know where it is if I ever need it.
That's a good idea. I need to do that. Yep. So that's, put all your photography stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
If your photographer doesn't provide you with a lovely box, which Kerry and I do. So
yes, put it somewhere safe. But I think that's it. So should we just recap quickly, go over 1 to 8? So number 1 was reusing items in your home. So in your home decor somehow, or repurposing them somehow, planting things, etc. Number 2 was sell your items. So that's eBay, Facebook groups, passing them on to your friends. Number 3, I might have skipped and gone into stuff in the garden. I can't remember what order I did them in.
That's okay. We can just we'll do number 3. So selling stuff on official wedding sites as well. So not just the Facebook groups, but a proper purposeful site, and we've listed them as well in our conversation.
Yeah. Number 4 was putting stuff in the garden. So the bar, like I mentioned, our bar and wedding signs and things.
Yeah. Number 5 was thank you gifts. So getting your guests to take stuff away on the wedding day as like a little thank you, or if someone's been really good and helped out, then giving them flowers or something as well.
That's a really good way to get rid of stuff as well, actually, being like, oh, thank you so much for doing our invitations. Have this centerpiece.
Yeah.
Number 6 was donate to charity. So either by taking stuff to the charity shop that you've got left over, or selling things in aid of charity. So like I tried to sell my wedding flowers that no one was interested in. But you know, you can try.
You can try. Yeah, it's always good. Number 7, sell it to an official sort of hire company and see if they want to buy it and dispatch it out.
And then number 8 was put things into a memory box to save all the memories.
All those wonderful memories together.
So you can look back at it, put it in the loft somewhere so your children can discover it in 30, 40,
Magical.
50 years' time. And blow the dust off the top and open it up and be like, oh, it's Mum and Dad's wedding. I really like that
every
idea.
anniversary, get it out and go, oh, darling, look at our wonderful day.
Yeah, exactly. So we hope that that's helped, that if you've got loads of stuff kicking around, or you're embarking on the point where you're planning your wedding and you're worried about all the stuff that's in your house and what on earth you're going to do with it afterwards, it might actually stop you from buying stuff that you can't reuse or that might not look good in your house. So just think about it beforehand. But we hope that's helped. And we'll put links up to some of the websites that we mentioned in our show notes, which you can find on our website, which is getwebpodcast.co.uk. So just hop over there if you want to take a look.
Yeah, and feel free to pop on our Facebook group as well. So just search Get Wed. Is that right, Kerry? And then they can find us.
If you go to our website, it's in the navigation at the top, and you'll come along. And Katie will let you in. She's our bouncer, but she usually approves everyone, so don't worry.
Yeah. And then you can ask us anything on there as well if you've got any other questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed meeting George. He's awake now. Sitting down there.
he's loved meeting you also.
Yeah, he's really happy.
So
But yeah, so until next time, we'll speak to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. We really hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Get Wed. Don't forget you can always subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and while you're there you may as well leave us a review. You can join us for more wedding chat in our Facebook group if you just can't wait until next week. You'll find all the links that you need via our website, including show notes for this episode, over at getwebpodcast.co.uk. We'll see you next time. Happy planning!